So I'm back again. I've been away for quite some time. I don't know really since when. I believe perhaps right before Over the Limit, which would make this 3 to 4 weeks. I've simply just taken a break. I haven't felt that much like doing videos. I've had a lot of other stuff to do and to put my attention to. However, I felt that I needed to do a video right now due to what happened on Raw last night. It was a viewer's choice of Raw. Also, I did this. I will come back to the Raw, doing an analysis of it, but I can briefly say why I've taken a break. Mainly, yeah, it takes a lot of time doing videos and being on YouTube, but actually another reason, I just felt it's been so great not going onto YouTube, not reading wrestling spoilers, not reading what people think will happen. It's interesting to speculate sometimes, but I realize as well it takes so much away from watching wrestling, reading all these rumors, sometimes the spoilers. I mean, I didn't know last week that Vince McMahon was going to show up. I had no clue about that. I had no clue on who was going to qualify for the Fatal 4-Way matches. Had I read the internet spoilers, possibly I would have known that Vince was going to show up on Raw. I would have known who was going to qualify, probably, and whom would have been speculated to join as Fatal 4-Way to wrestle for the championships. I had no clue that Roddy Piper was going to show up tonight. No clue how Finkel was going to be there. I had no clue that Bret Hart was going to become the new general manager of Raw. I had no clue whatsoever about that. Had I read the internet spoilers, odds are I would have known that. I had no clue who was going to win any of the matches at Over the Limit. Had I read some of the internet reports, listened to some analysts, or read some spoilers, news sources, or whatever, I might have known who was going to win some of the matches at OTL. I had no clue. I wasn't sure whether Batista was really going to leave after Over the Limit. Had I read more of the internet spoilers, I would have been certain he was going to leave. So you see, and that's only some of the stuff. I had no clue the Undertaker was going to be just vanished from the WWE with this vegetated state, that he was beat up by someone and left completely out, as they say, in a vegetated state. I had no clue about that. I had no clue he was going to be taken out of the match and that Ray was going to be put in. So, I mean, I can tell how much fun it's been watching wrestling, having no idea what was about to happen, why they do things. I have never heard, okay, they're doing this, now they're going to do this, probably. I read them, you can read this on some internet news sites, they're going to do this right now because they're going to push him because he's got a new DVD coming out, or because they feel he'd need more exposure, or they're going to have people talk about NXT so that do this and that. I have no clue on why they do it. And it's such a relief, because you simply stop thinking in economics, everything, and in mathematical aspects when you watch wrestling. You just watch it for the entertainment. So even though I won't be able to stay away from wrestling news sites, rumors, and YouTube forever and all the time, I recommend people to just take a month off. Don't read wrestling news, and you will enjoy wrestling so much more. This has been a great experiment and a great experience as well. Now going back to because face it, wrestling news sites, rumors, etc., they take away a lot of the surprises, because most of the times you might know about the surprises because they have sources inside of the wrestling business, or simply you will read 20 people having like 10 different theories on what's going to happen, and then one of these theories will likely come true. So that means you indirectly knew what was going to happen because you knew all these 10 things might happen. But if you didn't read those 10 suggestions, you would maybe come up with 2 yourself and don't think of the other 8, and then some of those 8 might happen, and that's a surprise to you. More of a surprise than it would have been if you had read one of them as a suggestion from someone who posted them to you. So, however, what I miss is the wrestling analysis and the analysts from like PWR, BTR and stuff like that's got insight, and that simply values, and they talk about and they discuss what happens on the show and how you build a wrestling industry. That's very interesting. I've been missing that quite a lot though. what happened last night on Raw was very interesting. It's a viewer's choice, one can think of that as one may. I think it's new that they do different stuff, they try new things. It might not always be great, but and when they do these kind of things, sometimes the storylines take a setback. But still, they built the Edge Randy Orton storyline pretty well, they built the tag time storylines pretty well. So I think they did very good, a lot better than I thought it was going to be. So with all that said, I think they delivered a good show, and I think a lot of fans enjoyed it, and they enjoyed the chance of getting to vote, and I think this is a show that made the fans very interactive with the show. So I think this was a good move. They could do this maybe once or twice a year. So I have nothing against it, as long as the storylines don't take too much of a setback. They did on some instances, but still on the whole the storylines kept evolving, and I like that. Now with the ending on Raw, maybe if I had, I don't know if this has been anywhere out on the internet that the NXT rookies are gonna gang up in this mugging that took place last night on Raw, and that was very, very interesting. Wade Barrett alluded to it earlier when he said next week I'll do something that's never been done before. But it happened already tonight, and we don't know why. We could guess that it's a statement. We could guess that they have some sort of innuendo that they want to impress somebody or get revenge. Now people are going to whine and say that, oh, we knew this. We had these 8 NXT rookies, and all of them were going to end up having contracts. But let's face it, people, don't act stupid. Every one of them already had contracts when they entered the NXT competition. So that's false argumentation to start with, if you use that as an argument. They already had their contracts when they arrived in the WWE in the first place. From the first second they stepped into the scene, onto the scene on the NXT show, they were solid contractors with the WWE. And still, this NXT competition wasn't about who is going to win a contract with the WWE. If you have watched the show, you will know that the slogan, the motto, or the prize which the show was founded upon was the winner will be the next breakout star, and he isn't sure to get a push. He isn't sure to get a kickstart with a title match. Don't know if it was a tag team match, Intercontinental, US, World, WWE, or possibly Women's Championship match, since there are women now sorry. I meant if there's going to be women on the NXT shows, they could have that as well. But still, so we don't know that NXT winner will be a breakout star. And as I see, Wade Barrett is the leader of the NXT mugging. I don't know if they're going to push this as an entire en masse group that's going to keep invading Raw, invading the different shows, but it's very interesting. You have these storylines with the titles going into Fatal 4-Way, but now you have this kind of X Factor moving around, and they do whatever they want. They could be kind of independent. They haven't sworn to be on any of the shows. They could be on whatever brand, Raw or SmackDown, or even show up on Superstars if they wish to. So that's going to be very interesting to see what will happen and derive from this. They did it very good. They completely mauled out Cena. They mauled out the announcers, Lawler and Cole, and they even beat up Justin Roberts. They tore up the ring. They tore up these barricades. They smashed the commentators' booth. They throw around chairs. And I don't know if they even beat up Serena. I don't know about that, but they beat up Luke Gallows, CM Punk, and they did this very good, WWE, because in the midst of this they beat up John Cena. Some people have been complaining that this went on too long, but I don't think that's the case. I think they did very, very good, because they beat down the wrestlers, then they tore down the entire ring section, and then they went on to keep beating Cena. Then, interesting thing, you had CM Punk. Normally you will see when a group like this and a gang like this faction comes in and beat down the face, the heel and his guys, they kind of silently leave the scene, moving out, leaving this group to beat up the face wrestler. This wasn't the case. Now CM Punk actually tried to help fend off the NXT rookies, making this seem more like an authentic invasion by these rookies. And like I said, I was kind of shocked, because all in all I think, well, it was an okay show. It was an okay show, good matches. I liked how they built Edge versus Randy Orton. that feud, and some other stuff, the Usos and Hart Dynasty. And by the way, the tag team division has kind of flourished. They have maybe 6 solid tag teams right now, and I hope they keep building and keep it this way. But it was still interesting. But this, wow, this sent to me shockwaves. They just came in. I saw Tarver, I saw Barrett, and then I started seeing everyone else, and then they kept beating Cena mercilessly. Daniel Bryan even kicked him in the head. So I think all in all, very good episode. Share your thoughts and have a nice day.